It is your girl, Pretty Girl Peeps, and I am joined by my husband.
Your boy Mills with the DM and Co brand. Sorry guys, I am tired.
And I'm tired too. And the baby had to be in the video because I fed her a couple times and she's going through cluster feeding right now. And just in case she wants to feed again, or I didn't want her getting bored because she's fed a couple times, but she still, of course she's a baby. She likes attention. So got her over here so she could chill with us. But I know what everybody's been waiting on is the labor and delivery story.
Mm-hmm.
So we will definitely tell this story. It is a crazy story. She's looking like she may be ready for a feeding, so I'm gonna try to get this story going really fast, huh?
Let me try to hold it.
Yeah, because she's gonna keep trying to do that with me. This is real transparent, real family life. Woo.
Got her.
Yes.
Hey.
She got on new clothes and a new blankie.
Hi. Hello there.
So to tell the labor and delivery story, I'm gonna kind of include like a few different. I'm gonna include a few different vlogs that I have been doing leading up to the pregnancy. So I'm gonna post like the baby mama dance up until the point to where we had the baby, and I'll also post some of his behind the scenes perspective that he posted on his Instagram, the DM and Co brand. So to get kind of started, and like I said, I'll post the vlogs maybe after or in between if it makes sense to do it that way. So that Friday, Saturday, and a little bit of Sunday, I had spent more so pampering myself. So I had got my nails done, I had got my toes done, my eyebrows done, pretty much everything outside of my hair because I planned on getting that done the following week. My best friend was gonna do box braids in my hair. So like I said, me and my other best friend went out to eat. And then that Sunday, I just got this overwhelming feeling. Even Saturday, I was like going to different stores and getting different stuff done. Like I had this overwhelming feeling like the time was about to start coming. So that Sunday, I think I went to Kohl's, I went to Panera Bread, I went to Michael's to get some more last minute stuff for her room. And I went to Kohl's to actually get her some booties to match this outfit. And they wound up
shout out to Karen. Sorry, Karen.
It's cool. We'll probably edit that part out.
Okay.
But and I had this overwhelming feeling, and I'll show you guys the vlog. I had this overwhelming feeling like this was going to be the last little bit of time that I actually got to myself. So he looking at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, I just need 2 hours alone to myself. Like I said, something in my body I think just knew.
What are you doing?
So like I was saying, something told me that like the time was coming. But I didn't think it would be this soon. I thought she was going to come early, like maybe the 16th or the 17th, yep. Which today is the 17th, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so today is the day I thought she was going to actually come.
I swear I thought we was at least going to get another week. At least one more week before she came, but she had other plans.
So that Sunday...
Ain't that right?
We had Malia over that day. I think we were doing like family stuff. And then finally it was like maybe 9 or 10... No, it was maybe like 8 or 9. And she had finally went to bed.
Yeah, her bedtime, 9:30, so...
And we had started watching on Netflix, or was it on Stars? One of the two, either way.
It was on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, Amazon Prime. We started watching White Boy Rick. And I think we were maybe like 30 minutes into the movie, maybe. And a gunshot went off in the movie. And I don't know what it was about that gunshot, but I feel like it started my contractions. But I thought it was like Braxton Hicks contractions. So I was telling him like, this hurts, like it feels like cramps, but it wasn't like unbearable. I was like, so maybe you should get the app. We were using the full term app. I was like, maybe you should get the app out and start timing the contractions. So the contractions while the movie was going on, they went from maybe like 12 minutes to 10 minutes. So by this time he started to get worried because I like couldn't even go to the bathroom by myself.
No, it was like, okay, started off at like 10 to 11. Well, actually, no, it started off at 12 minutes apart as far as the contractions. Once it got to 11, I started Googling. Like, all right, I know they said 5. Hey. Sorry, guys. Hey. But I Googled once the minutes had got to 11 minutes apart for the contractions. And then I realized that they said about 10 minutes you need to start seeking medical advice. And she was thinking it was Braxton Hicks.
Yeah, the false labor.
So the false contractions. I'm like, I Googled it literally plain as day. They like contractions. Well, Braxton Hicks should not hurt. And I'm thinking like, oh, I ain't gonna cuss on your channel, but oh, you said what?
Yeah, do
I'm
what
like,
you need
oh
to
shit. I'm like, literally, we might be going into labor right now. So I'm like, all right, time to game plan. I know all the stuff that she was telling me to do, like pack your bags and do all that kind of stuff.
do. He finally was
I
rushing
did
to
it.
do it.
I did it at 10 minutes, and I did it in enough time, yo.
So then the contractions started getting like worse.
Yeah.
I had one where I literally dropped to the ground on all fours. But again, I still was assuming like, okay, this is a practice.
But you were
run.
like 8 minutes apart, so you had to know it was coming.
No, but I still thought they were like false. I didn't think they were real. So finally, he's like, okay, we're going to the hospital. I don't care what you say. Because by that time, we had got out at like 7. So he wound up calling the doctor, and the nurse lady answered. And she was like, we'll give you a call back in 20 minutes. So Darian was like, oh, no. He's like, we're going to the hospital.
20 minutes? Do you realize what could happen in 20 minutes?
Yeah, plus we live 25 minutes away from the hospital. So he gets our bags together. We get like the last minute stuff that we need. We take Leah over to her grandma's.
Mm-hmm.
And he just starts driving. We just start, talking about what's going on, how our lives are about to possibly change. But then in the pit of our stomach, we're like, no, I'm not going into labor. That's not what this is. This is not what this is about.
That.
I thought that. I think he was kind of freaked out. In my mind, I'm just like, I would know if I was going into labor, and it's kind of early. Like I had her 2-3 weeks early. So we get to the hospital. He literally drops me off at the front, but you have to call because it's after hours. And he comes in, and I'm talking to the lady, and I'm telling her, it's painful, but I think they're just maybe fake contractions. And there's an older nurse who wound up being one of our nurses the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
I think her name was Kelly or something like that.
She was nice.
She's really nice. And she's like, I think you're in labor. She's like, I just think you're in labor. And I was like, no, I don't think I'm in labor. But I was happy because I saw my doctor, Dr. Fleming. She was the attending doctor. So I was like, well, if push came to shove and she really did, if I really did have her, at least my doctor would be here. So he I think finally came in. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to go to the bathroom. He was like, wait till we get to the triage room to go to the bathroom. I was like, I really just got to go to the bathroom right now. They called me back. They made him stay. And that's when he did his vlog stuff and kind of talked about how he felt about it. And they took me to triage and they asked you personal questions to make sure, you're not in domestic violence or anything like that type of situation. So they finally brought him back.
Said, wink your eye if he's doing something to you.
Yeah, because domestic violence is very serious.
Yeah, man.
So he got back there and they did a pelvic exam and a sonogram. So both our faces were kind of crazy because they were like, well, we don't know if you know, but you're actually at 5 centimeters. I'm like, what the hell, 5 centimeters? Let me see her. So I'll kind of let him tell his perspective and I'll switch over and hold her. I might actually try to switch over and feed Mama.
Yeah, so 5 centimeters at this point, and we're thinking this is moving. We didn't expect for us to be that far expected for her to be so far dilated. Mm-hmm. So at this,
I'm gonna let him tell the story for a second. I'm gonna go get a wrap to try to feed her really quick.
Okay. All right, so we didn't expect for us to be so far dilated. Maybe 2, 3, maybe 4, but 5. We okay. We halfway there at this point. So while talking to Peep, she's like, all right, I want to keep on going and see how long I can actually continue to go without medication. So literally, I want to say the actual contractions moved so fast. It was going every hour. We were starting to move like a centimeter being dilated. And her pain threshold was so strong, the doctors was like, you came in at 5. Generally this happens once you're around 2 centimeters. You have a lot of women that are in pain and, are dealing with the same pain that you're dealing with. So you pretty much have a strong threshold. And things were moving fast. So we're thinking that Dr. Fleming is going to be the one that actually delivers.
And I took the morphine at 6 centimeters, I think. But
No, it's 7, I thought.
Oh, it might have been 7, the morphine. Yeah.
So what she's saying is, as far as when she actually took her morphine, she was dilated. From my understanding, it was 7 centimeters. But no, and even to go back as far as our delivery, Mel had other plans. She wanted to do the hurry up and wait situation. But yes, Mel had other plans. She was supposed to. We were thinking that she was going to come literally by what time did we get there?
We got there at like 11ish.
Yeah, we thought she would be literally out, like literally out in delivery about
Because
6
that's what
a.m.
they told me because I was progressing so, fast and everything was going okay. The only thing I didn't like were all the pelvic like exams, like pretty much
See
where
how
they,
far it was dilated?
yeah, and they keep putting their fingers up there, and some people are gentle, some people are rough.
Yo, she had a rugby player that put her fingers up her.
Man, and I was handling the pain so good, but that part every time would just really, really, really hurt. And eventually they asked if the interns could come in. So um, his sister, his mom, my mom, my sisters, everybody kind of started getting there. And
That support was real, by the way. Sorry for eating. It's the only time I get y'all.
yeah,
So.
like we're trying to record it because everybody keeps asking for it. But this is kind of like, as you can see, I'm like breastfeeding
We're
at
doing
the
this
same
raw.
time. Yeah, it's very, very transparent.
Yeah, transparent, raw. Y'all getting the actual real footage. So excuse my muffled mouth and excuse her feeding.
So pretty much after that point, we had talked to, like I said, everybody thought everything was progressing so fast. And Darian like had the affirmation cards I brought, and that was really helpful. Like while I was pushing and everything, because he was the one like, you can do this, and he was doing the breathing with me. So I'm really glad he took those classes, and that we were kind of on the same page as what I needed as far as support. They gave me like some different lavender stuff. At that point, I could only have ice chips and popsicles, and on popsicles, I feel like it was banging. I was eating every flavor.
That was filet mignon.
Yeah, it was filet mignon at that time, and I still hadn't even thought about an epidural. So when I did start thinking about an epidural was when they told me my water still hadn't broke, and they were gonna have to break it. And they were like, "Well, once we break it, your contractions are gonna get worse." But they were like, with the epidural, they warned me like it'll be your abdomen that you won't be able to feel anything. But when you're actually like, when she's coming out in the ring of fire, everything like that, you still may feel that. So I had to make like a tough decision. Like, do I want to keep pushing and run the risk that these contractions are too bad and I get too far? So 8 centimeters went by, 9 centimeters got there.
That's
And
when things went left.
yeah, things got really real. Like the fingers started to hurt even worse. The contractions were starting to hurt even worse. Like they had me trying all different kind of positions to push. And they told me like they saw her head. They saw she had a lot of hair. The only thing they were telling me was...
That's when you was at 10, though.
Was it?
Yeah, then when you was at 10, that's when they started giving you different positions. And
But they saw her
start
hair,
pushing.
I feel like, at like 9. And they decided to break my water at 9.
No, they broke your water at 9, but you couldn't push till 10.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't push till 10. And they broke my water at 9. And I was like, at this point, because they told me it would be a while to get the epidural, I was like, let's just go ahead and get the epidural.
Yeah.
So I got the epidural. He had to step out of the room. And the nurse, her name was Cassie. She was my road dog like the entire time.
Yeah, she was on it. Like,
She held my hands, and we got the epidural. So we get to 10, and I'm pushing it every single way, every single direction, squats, everything. And they're like, yeah, the baby's going to be here by like 6 or be here by like 7, da. So I'm like, okay, cool. Wow, we're really about to have this baby.
There's a lot of false hope after 10 centimeters happened. They was like, all right, you're going to see the baby by 6 a.m. Oh, we're starting to see the baby's hair. Keep on going.
So then they figured that the baby's head was hit my pubic bone because I had a small pelvic area.
Mm-hmm.
But they were like, we're going to let you push for as long as possible. So I wanted to push him for 4 hours in all different kinds of positions. I had to get my epidural reloaded like twice. Like I think they call it a bolster.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, okay, whatever, it's cool. So I think in that last hour, they were like trying every single thing because they knew I really wanted to not have a C-section.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave me Pitocin. They started with 1, went all the way up to 4, which of course made the contractions worse. Made them putting them fingers up there feel worse. They had asked if the interns could come into the room, so that was awkward.
I think the interns, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think the interns was a little freaked out.
Yeah, they ain't never seen nothing like that.
Yo, I swear I seen interns dwindling down. There was about 4 of them. Mm-hmm. Then it became 3. It became 2. And then after that, I ain't seen no more interns.
Yeah, and it was kind of rough because my mom was in the room. And I think by that time, I started crying because they kept saying, push, do this. And in my mind, I'm doing everything they're asking me to do. So my mom kind of breaks down and starts crying. So that makes me kind of break down and start crying. The whole time, Darian's still just like, you got this. You are such a champ. Like, I can't believe you're doing this. So he was making me feel like, I can really, do this. So, what was I going to say? So then, like I said, I have been pushing, have been doing the ice chips, have been doing the popsicles. I think a little bit even before I started pushing, my doctor had came and told me that she was going to have to leave, but she like gave me like some words of encouragement, and she told me it'll be over soon because we didn't know what was going to happen. So this whole time, her vitals were good. My vitals were good until the end of the pushing. They told us that because her head kept hitting the my pubic bone, that her head was starting to swell.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of had to make the decision as parents, like whatever they come in here and tell us we got to do to get her to the other side and to get me to the other side. If we get me to the other side, that's what we'll do.
That's dope.
So they came back in, and the room was kind of like nobody really knew what was going to happen. My sisters and his sister were kind of in and out the room. The only three constant people I would say was him and my mom and his mom and the doctors. So the doctors were trying to be really helpful outside of the ones who I feel like were really rough with their hands. But they came back and they told me I had to get a C-section. And I feel like my entire world went down. I started to cry. He started to cry. So the nurses just gave us like a couple minutes together. And it was like a really touching moment for me. Like no matter what we've been through, what we go through, it was like in that moment, it was just like the thought that I could die on the operation table because I've never had a surgery before. And it was just one of those really raw, like sad moments. You know, we had made text groups already because again something had told me that day was going to be when I went to labor, so we had the different family groups, different stuff like that. So the phones were blowing up, but in that moment, like, we didn't talk to our parents, we didn't talk to anybody. It was just
kicked everybody out the room.
Yeah, everybody's out the room, and it was just us two crying, talking, telling each other we loved each other,
praying.
Yeah, all that. And so they came back and they started getting me ready for the C-section. They told me because it was an emergency situation that I wasn't like the first to get a C-section. It wouldn't be until later in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And they like cut my pubic area. And I'm crying the whole time they're doing all this because I'm just like,
where are you?
Huh?
Where are you?
When they were, because I was just like, I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
and I was just thinking in my head like, I'm about to have to get the C-section. But it wasn't like a strong cry. It was just like, I'm a G. I'm going to either make it or I ain't going to make it.
You had the thug tears.
So, I think I asked for another popsicle, but they were like, at this point you can have popsicles, but you can have ice chips. And she's like, they showed like ass round the ice chips. And I feel like I killed them like it was nothing. And so we took off all our jewelry and we had to wait for a little while. So I think they gave me some kind of medicine just to sleep, which is why originally I did do the epidural because they told me at that point, me and him were so tired. They're like, you need to go to sleep. They were like, the epidural is the only thing that's going to help you sleep.
Mind you, we've been up. This is, you got to realize, we got to the hospital at 11 a.m. the day before. This didn't happen until 7 p.m. the next day.
Yeah, I think my C-section was scheduled for 7:30 that next day.
Yeah, so imagine all of the emotions that was going on. On top of that, pushing. You were pushing for 4 hours. And then on top of that, just staying up, that's a lot to wear on you mentally and physically.
Yeah.
You know? And I felt bad, because you was going through so much. 4 hours of pushing.
Yeah.
You are a G.
Thank you. But I felt really connected to him in that moment, even before I went back, and I was teasing with him and his mom, like, one and done. Like, I can't go through this again, and a lot of the nurses, it was crazy. I felt like we were hospital celebrities because we had rotated through so many nurses throughout the day.
Yeah.
People were starting to come back for their second shift, or people were starting to come back and check on us. Like the Cassie girl, she wanted to be in the operating room. Like she got switched back to our floor just so she could help with the
That's crazy too.
operation.
That was dope.
So they took me in the room. And because he couldn't come in at first, they had to at least get like everybody sterile, get everything done. And he had to put on like a sterile suit and stuff and come later. So I get into the room, and there's so many people in the room. Like you got the interns, you got the doctors, you got the people who will be handling the baby when she comes out. We had another anesthesiologist who was going to switch the epidural to a spinal tap.
Oh, it was interns in the operating room?
Yeah, like a residence. They were in the hospital.
Oh, the resident. Okay, gotcha.
And so the anesthesiologist was just kind of telling me what the process was going to be like, telling me what she could help me with, telling me I might throw up, telling me I might get really cold. And then the people who were responsible for the baby. Like, so I'm hearing everybody, but I'm not hearing everybody. My main concern the whole time was, where's my husband? Where's my husband? And when they were giving me the spinal, the Cassie girl, she held my hand again. I really got to send her a thank you card. She was so dope. So they put me back on the table. The anesthesiologist is on one side. The medicine, I feel it kicking in. And they have like a veil up because I didn't want to see it. And I can hear them talking. but they still hadn't got started. So Cassie was like, go get Darian. That's how well everybody knew us by that time. They knew us like on a first name basis.
Yeah.
They were like, go get Darian. And so at first I didn't see him. And I think maybe right when he hit the door is when they started. And I was looking at him because he was on my right and the anesthesiologist was on my left. Mm-hmm. And I think out of nowhere, because she told me, she's like, you may have to throw up, you may get hot, you may get cold. Out of nowhere, I looked at him and I was like, excuse me, gotta go, gotta throw up. And so I looked to the other side and I told her, like, gotta throw up. And she had some type of pan that she was just letting me, like, literally earl in. And I think I earled maybe like 4 or 5 times because I just realized it was real, it wasn't a dream. Life was about to be happening. Yeah. So I finally switched back over and me and him are just looking at each other, you know, kind of silently talking. Yeah. You know, trying to make the time go by.
In my mind, I'm thinking, like, there's nothing I can really tell you, you know, to kind of ease your pain. But at the end of the day, I kind of want to, like, just get some conversation just to get your mind off of it at least. If we could talk about things outside of the actual operation room, maybe that'll help. And it seemed like it helped for the most part until you fell asleep on me.
Did I fall asleep on you?
You fell asleep on me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It was so much going on. And then I think I must have woke up and I looked to the left. And she's like, well, you'll be able to tell when they're getting ready for the baby. She was like, the pediatrician and stuff will get like a towel and get her ready. Yeah. But I could kind of still hear them talking. And I could hear them like scaffold or this, and this. And I'm like, oh, Lord. I was like, oh, no, Lord. And so she was like, you'll be able to tell when they're about to have a baby. And all of a sudden, I saw the pediatrician them getting a towel together. I'm like, oh, shoot, my baby about to be here. And Darian kind of started smiling. And then all of a sudden, you just heard everybody in the room, oh, you heard the baby. And it's just like you see in the movies. The baby started crying. And so the pediatricians were like, she's beautiful, da, 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 da. And they were like, her head is 35 centimeters. They were like, I see why her head could come through.
I said 17, I thought.
Well, no, it's 17 inches with 35 centimeters.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So she was 6 pounds, 2 ounces, 20 inches, and she had a 35 centimeter head. So Darian went over to talk to, they had Darian come over there to cut the umbilical cord and talk to her. Yeah. So this whole time I realized now they're about to have to cut these 7 layers of this incision. They're going to have to put it all back together. Mm-hmm. So something I didn't know happens to everybody. I started shaking like uncontrollably, especially in my hands, but I have bad anxiety, which calmed down during pregnancy. But I thought like, okay, because of everything that's happened, maybe that's what it is. So I looked to the anesthesiologist and she was like, I can give you something. She's like, the only thing is you're not going to remember anything after I give you this medicine.
Yeah, and that's what happened.
Yeah, I think he brought the baby over to be on my chest. Yeah. And I like... Hi, you guys. So it's about 11:30 Friday, January 3rd. About 37 weeks and maybe 3 days. And I just got out the shower. Before I got in the shower, I had a little pamper me day today. So like massage, got my toes done. Should have got my nails done because now I got them soaked off and they're super weak. So it's making it super hard to do everything in life. If you've ever like got your nails soaked off, you know how weak they are. And it's just hard to do everything right now. So that's super annoying, but that's beyond the point. So got home because I was feeling tired, which is why I didn't get the nails done. Been exhausted. And relaxed, took a nap eventually, I'll say. Got up around like 10:30. Was having like some Braxton Hicks contractions among other things. So I decided I was going to use the bathroom, and just because we weren't going out to eat anymore, just go ahead and take a shower. Before I got in the shower, I was using the bathroom, and it just felt like I had to poop, which is how I feel like all the time. And it just felt like I just kept having to pee, but it's like it's not like my water breaking. I kind of like already knew that. So then I got like some discharge, and I was like, okay, this is a little wild, bizarre, but you know, like, okay, it's been a long day, and I was kind of, you know, at that point to where I need to take a shower. So I'm like, I really don't know. And, you know, vaginal discharge is normal while you're pregnant. So then it kind of got like thick. And then there was like a thick piece like hanging off. So at first I didn't think it was. But then after doing some research, I'm pretty sure that was my mucus plug. Just wasn't the bloody show mucus plug. But pretty sure that was the mucus plug. So 37 weeks, 3 days. But when you lose the mucus plug, that just means that your cervix is starting to ripen for dilation. So it could be a couple hours for labor, or it could be a couple hours for labor, or it could be a couple weeks. So I'm kind of out of breath. I'm so tired. I don't know what happened to where I'm so tired, but I just wanted to come and tell you guys that. So it was like thick, and it was like gooey, like, but it was like a trail. So I'm pretty sure that's what that was, like 99% sure, like that's what it was. So just took a shower, gonna try to go to bed, gonna try to rest. It's so hard to even get sleep at this point in pregnancy because everywhere you turn hurts. Then if you got nausea or you got heartburn, you can't lay a certain way. So hopefully I could get some sleep tonight. Today is 37 weeks and 5 or 6 days. So today has been a rough one already. Last night was rough. Today is rough. So pretty much just got back from running errands. Just need like 2 hours away from the house, just by myself, for myself. Pampered myself the rest of the weekend. But just found myself really emotional. I don't know if it's because I'm at the end of the journey or my body and my mind knows what's coming next, but just needed some time to myself. Got me some Panera. Mostly ran errands for the baby, honestly. But it was just good to get out of the house. Just do a couple things myself. My family being an hour away, sometimes it's kind of hard on me, and the pressure and the worries and the concern. So just wanted to be transparent about that. Got some stuff for the hospital for the baby to like take pictures and stuff. So that was pretty cool. I've been having a lot of Braxton Hicks, which means I guess labor could happen any day at this point. So, so then there's that. Just praying that God watches over me, watches over the baby. Not sure when the baby's gonna come. I think she's gonna come in like the next 2 weeks, versus the next 3 weeks, but we will see. But yeah, just want to be transparent. This week definitely has me shook a little bit. I think it's just because my mind and my body feel a lot of control. Had some pep talks with my sisters, my older sisters, so I know everything's gonna be okay. But sometimes you just gotta get in your feelings, sit there for a second, and then get out. But just want to vlog about it, and yeah, pretty girl peeps. And sometimes you just feel like nobody understands, if that makes sense. And I guess that's kind of where I'm at. And hi you guys, it's your girl, pretty girl peeps. I'm in the hospital, 37 weeks and 5 days. Did not expect to be here this early. Life is happening, clearly. Baby is coming. I'm currently 7 centimeters. Just got some morphine and a popsicle. Baby's pressure is a lot. Feels like I gotta poop. My water hasn't broke yet, but I guess that's gonna happen soon, they say. So the baby is about 2 weeks early, but they say it's okay. The baby's healthy. I'm healthy. She just wants to make her grand entrance a little early. Clearly, I don't have my box braids. I did get my nails done, but you want to tell God about your plans, it probably seems crazy that at 7 centimeters I'm recording this, but it's distracting me. It's giving me something to do. Hubby stepped out of the room for a second to go say hello to his sister. Sent him out for a second so I could just chill, get my life together, figure life out. Things are happening fast. Around 10, maybe 10:30, we were watching the movie White Boy Rick. I started having really bad contractions. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go try to poop, because it felt like I had to poop more than anything else. And so I had these contractions. They were getting bad. I told Darian they were getting bad. I had one contraction that was so bad that I had to like pretty much be on his back to get to the bathroom. But I just assumed it was just pregnancy poop hurt. Lo and behold, don't know if people told you that or not, but pregnancy poop be hurting. So I assumed it was that. So the contractions kept getting bad, kept getting constant. And so we started like checking them on the full term app. And they started getting closer. more intense, like to where I barely could stand up. So my husband was like, okay, we're going to go to the hospital soon. I'm like, we ain't probably got to go to the hospital because it's early. You know, we're like 2 weeks early. We ain't going to have to go to the hospital, whatever. So I had this one contraction that like knocked me literally to the floor. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to take a shower and I'm going to just sleep it off. I had already taken a shower, but I was like, I want to take another shower. So I have him call the nurse. So at this point, they got my labs back and I do qualify for epidural. So I know I talked about I want to do natural and I want to do hypnobirthing, and I still do. So there is still that option on the table. But she told me to just kind of let her know, or if I get like a gush of water, you know, whatever, to let her know. Well, right now I got a popsicle eating. So yeah, about 7 centimeters. Finally got morphine and an IV at 7. And it's crazy that I literally made it to the hospital with 5 centimeters. Had my husband not been persistent, like, let's go, I wouldn't have came to the hospital. I was just going to sleep it off. But I'm so thankful that he decided that we needed to come here. So, feeling real happy that he went with that mind and I got in the car. We got Malia, my stepdaughter, to my mother-in-law's house in time. So this is so crazy, but so feeling so blessed. The nurses said I'm doing a great job. I will say the cervical checks that they're doing, those shits hurt. They hurt bad. It's like a fist up there. It hurts. But still on the fence about the epidural. Somebody says your lips will be dry. My lips is dry as hell. And I wish I would have brought my Vaseline. But then again, I wish my hair was braided too. There's a lot of things I wish that ain't happening, but you know. Yeah, it's crazy. Did not expect to be here today. Yeah, but here we go. I'm 8 centimeters. I did not want to get that epidural, but this contraction started to really feel crazy. I look like my daddy right now. These contractions feel insane. And my water hasn't broke yet, and I'm at 8 centimeters. So I was told when my water breaks, the contractions are going to get worse. I can't deal with that. Hubby is here, but asleep. I'm here. Yeah. Okay, so update. I got the epidural. It didn't really feel horrible. Don't really feel the contractions now. Yeah, so just laying up. I think I'm 8 or 9 centimeters. I made it to 8 for sure without the epidural. I want to go all natural, but you know, life happens. I'm early. Hair is not done. A lot isn't done, but as long as me and baby make it to the other side, that was the important thing the whole time. So, and then have had a great nursing staff so far. So that's a blessing. Hubby is here. I don't know if he's asleep or not. You know, he falls asleep all the time. Okay, so he is up. So yeah, I think I'm finally going to try to get a little bit of sleep. Guys, so your pretty girl peeps back. As you can see, my hair looks a hot mess, but that's a whole nother story. And my lips are so darn on dry. They're like bursted. No, I'm okay. Just send me the honeydew.
Sorry, guys.
So we're in the recovery room, me and Mills. So if you're watching this, that means we have the baby. Had the baby at 37 weeks and about 6 days. She's doing awesome. She's super big, super big head. She gets that from the big head guy. But yeah, it's been a trying day. I'll officially go trying 2 days. Pretty much I will make a video addressing everything I went through because it was a lot. Way more than I thought I'd be interested in. And I think Darian for making sure we got here today because it was going crazy. But like I was saying, today it's crazy. Like you see, my hair is half braided, half not. I was supposed to actually have box braids, but the baby decided to come like 10 days early. And she definitely made an entrance. But my beautiful baby girl is here. Trying to switch to her. Look at Melanie, Brienne. And so I was like, okay, I could try to push or I could be embarrassed. So like, I'm gonna go ahead and just push. And so it was like a 2-night date night looking cribbish type of situation. But we made it through. So I stopped running my errands. Good daddy is with the baby, so good.
Might as well start recording. We're in the hospital, getting ready to be. Yeah, she's going through it right now. Want to say anything for your vlog? All right. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I can't lie. It's been 11 years since Leah came. I am nervous, man. I'll never tell her that because I gotta be a Superman, but I'm nervous for her, dude. So we're gonna see how this goes. Contractions are 5 minutes apart, about 5 minutes and 30 seconds. She's experiencing severe cramping, so yeah, we'll see how it goes as the video log goes. Mama bear hurting, y'all, but she's doing good. 7 centimeters dilated.
Nothing. No pain meds. No epidural.
Hey, talk your talk. You're doing excellent, baby. I promise you're doing good.
There's no hospital I haven't ever snuck a bottle in, man. Here's to Melanie, man, new baby girl. Congratulations to the Millers.
Hey.
Maisha being a champ, a true no limit soldier. Tank dog salute. You know what I'm saying? So this is to the celebration of new life.
In the building.
To new life, new parents. We're gonna turn this up.
We're at Mel Mill's first doctor appointment. Say hi, Mel. You not feeling it today? Say nakedness don't do the justice for me. Peepaloo?
Hello.
Yeah. So it's either gonna be the hepatitis B vaccine shot, or we're gonna put it off. Honestly, I don't want to see my baby get hit with no dang on needle today. So see how mama feel. See how baby feels. We'll go from there. Ain't that right, Munchkin? All right. Sure.
I'm recording you. Painting. Hubby painting. Being strategic. Precise.
Big trust.
Yeah. Yeah. You working? Picasso. Black Picasso.
Picasso, baby. Picasso, baby.
Doing this all freehand. It's crazy. The preciseness.
Sorry if I get sorry.
To finish work, he still has to like trim the ends, but I think my husband to have done this freehand, I think he did a really amazing job. So kudos to him. Hi, you guys. It is your girl, Pretty Girl Peeps here. About to do a quick tour of the nursery. Gonna try to be quiet because the baby is sleeping. So this is her clothes hamper. Then just in case there's anything that gets dirty really quickly, we have some Drift laundry stain remover. This is the wall that my husband painted. right here. This is the crib. The baby isn't sleeping in the crib yet, so we mostly just been using this to like dry her after her bath, lotion her up, things like that. So the theme, as you can see, is kind of like a Neapolitan, like pink and green type of situation. But she's mostly been sleeping in her like in bed bassinet with us. Even though we have a stand-up bassinet, she's not ready for that one yet. Then she has some toys up on the wall. It was like a matching set that one of my faculty members got us. And then this is like a whole bunch of gold baskets and a diaper organizer. So she has like her towels and bath stuff on one side. And then she has like her hats, shoes, bonnets, and hair bows on one side. This is like bottles and pacifiers were in there, but they're mostly in rotation. This is mostly like health stuff. It's like thermometers, blankets are down there. There's a lot of different blankets. Burp cloths and bibs are down there. Then there's a little toy box down there. This is our diaper genie. It is meant as well to match. This is a pillow and her little diaper thingy. As you can see, she has a little wet spot right there already. But we mostly just change her wherever we need to. And then this is on the wall. And then the top level is wipes. And then the bottom level is Pampers. And we have these little pads that we've been using to change her up there anyway. So then when you come over here, we have a balance up there that also matches. And then these are her access books. Some access bottle things and things we're not using are in this pink thing. And that's her little bookcase right there. And then this is her, what is that? This is her baby briefcase. That's her piggy bank, and her picture's gonna go in there. And then this is a little wardrobe we created right there, so you guys can see. So this is her breast, well, my breast milk pumping kit, but I really haven't used it. Breast milk, different supplications if I need them, different snacks and water, and then just like boxes to change into. If you're wondering why I'm kind of only showing certain areas of the room, it's because the other part of the nursery is still my YouTube area, and then on that side is still our linens. So this is mostly diapers, breast pump supplies, our tissue and quilts and stuff are still up there. These are all baby clothes that aren't outside. Outside is the ones that she's wearing that have already been washed. And then this is just like nothing but diapers going to the back of the closet. Then there's like some carry-on things, some teething things, more diapers, things like that. And then a lot of her stuff just isn't in here. Then these are like draft, like detergent, stain removers, little packets of the blissful things. Like I said, her bassinet's not in here, her rocker's not in here, her stroller of course isn't in here. She has a swing, she has playpen, all that stuff is not in here because it's just not enough room, because the other half is still my YouTube room, and a lot of stuff that she uses, it makes more sense for it to be in the living room. But again, just want to give you guys a quick tour of the nursery since people have been asking. But yeah, I really love the wall. My husband did a great job, and I'll show you guys some behind the scenes of that as well. But this is kind of like a far extended view of everything, so you guys can see it.